Hi, this is Pim from Smart Diabetics Academy, and in today's video I will talk about why it's so hard to change your diet. So let's talk about why it's so hard to change your diet permanently. So most of us have probably tried many different diets throughout our lives. And if we have managed to get past the first week, we're usually counting the days until we can go back to our old ways. And that's the definition of going on a diet. Okay, so that's why so many people are now talking about a lifestyle change rather than a specific diet, because we know that in order to make a difference, we need to make the change permanent. And unfortunately, just changing the word from diet to lifestyle won't necessarily make a huge difference for most people. So even if we see it as more of a permanent change, we're not necessarily going to do it. So the question is why? And there are many reasons why this is so hard for us to do and why it's so hard to change our habits. So to understand why, we need to look at our inherent biology. And there's this thing called the motivational triad, which basically means that for us to thrive and survive, we are always striving to avoid pain, conserve energy, and seek pleasure. Those are the three things that intrinsically motivate us as human beings. So whenever we have a habit of doing something that feels good and that has shown to be beneficial to us in some way, it requires effort and energy to change it. Because our brain has an automatic response to this habit loop. And after years of practicing this habit loop and doing this thing over and over again, it is now something that happens automatically for us. So you never really have to think about it. It's like brushing your teeth or driving to work. It just happens, and it's pretty much an autopilot. You don't need to think about doing it because you already learned how to do that. So now you don't have to conserve or spend any energy doing it anymore. So you can conserve that energy and use it for something that is more useful for your survival. So you can spend that energy on something that is much more important to you. So whenever you try to change this habit, your primitive brain will panic and it will resist the change. Okay, so just imagine that it's sitting in here. It's like, no, what the heck are you doing? We can't do this. This was safe. This worked. You are alive. We don't want to change anything. And besides, changing things will cost energy. And frankly, we could use that energy for something better. Okay, so it's in your nature to not want to change anything that is already working for you. So even if it makes perfect sense that you should be changing your diet because it's the only way that you can deal with your diabetes, for example, it's the only way that you can get more energy, the only way you can lose weight, often we don't follow through for very long because it goes against our nature. And as I said, this is a habit. As soon as you take your focus away from it, you're not going to do it anymore. And we are suffering doing this. We're suffering to changing when we change our behavior. We are in emotional pain because our brain is screaming at us to go and eat a donut or something else, or lay on the sofa, watch Netflix rather than going for a walk. Don't do that. You're wasting energy. Why would you? Yeah. So we just want to be able to dig our teeth into this big crunchy pizza crust with lots of stringy cheese and on top, and then when we do that, we know that we feel pleasure, we feel relief, and this is what our brain is looking for. It's just that, oh my god, that's so nice, and it gives us energy. We have it here, we don't need to move, everything's perfect. And the best of all, it requires no effort. It's perfect. So we can literally sit on the couch. We can order a pizza on the phone. We don't even have to go and fetch the pizza. Someone will bring it to our door. We don't have to think about shopping. We don't have to think about cooking or whether it's good for us because it feels good in the moment. And we don't have to think about anything else than how good that pizza tastes. And this, once again, reinforces this behavior, making it even less likely that you will make any changes to this behavior in the future. So every time you do something, it's like walking on the same path. The path just gets more visible, stronger, and it takes longer before anything can grow over it. So when you check your blood sugar a couple of hours later in the morning after that pizza and you wake up, you almost feel hungover with a headache, you most likely regret having had that pizza. And you will tell yourself that today's the day where I'm going to start eating healthy again, until after work when you are too tired to cook anything and you end up on the sofa watching Netflix with a tub of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And you're zoning out from reality again. Does it sound familiar maybe? I know I've done this so many times. And I love Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I eat pizza sometimes, but that's not my favorite. Ice cream on the other hand, yes please. And the reason that we don't change is because change is hard. Our nature is working against us on this one. And who can fight with nature all the time? It's exhausting. So it's no wonder that it's so hard to change. But there is hope. There are ways to reprogram your brain into learning a new, better behavior that I will talk about in my next video. So if you want to learn how to reprogram your brain, click that subscribe button and the bell icon so that you will be notified when the next video is out, and also give the video a thumbs up if you like this sort of content. And don't forget to join our Facebook community if you want more help on reversing your diabetes. You can ask me anything in there and you will find the link in the description. I will see you in the next video.